let me transfer you.
Switch to Farm Bureau Insurance today and get real service instead of getting really tangled up. For auto, home, life, and health, get the membership advantage. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Both players are great athletes. If you give the quarterback any time in the pocket to set his feet and get the ball off like he wants to, he'll pick you apart. So this week, our coaches are emphasizing getting pressure on the quarterback, staying in our rush lanes, and making sure that we get in the backfield so that he doesn't set his feet and doesn't have time to throw the ball.
You would view him more as a pocket guy than a scrambling type guy?
He runs when he needs to, when he feels pressure, but I would say he stays in the pocket majority of the time, which is good for a defensive lineman. We have to stay in our rush lanes and make sure we get pressure on him every play.
Thank you.
Is there a familiarity with having seen those guys last year? Have you gone back and either looked at that tape or kind of relived it in your mind?
I would say it is. I went back yesterday and looked at a couple of plays from last year just to see how their blocking schemes were, what plays they ran against us, and just how they would come off the ball. And I wouldn't say they're similar to last year. They're a lot better than they were last year. And we just have to come out on Saturday and play a brand new game. It's in the playoffs now, so everybody comes with their best and try to win that next game to get another one. So it's going to be a hard-fought fight.
For both you guys, since you were part of it last year, is it the same kind of understanding of the routine this week, that it's different than the first 11 weeks and kind of what you have to go through to prepare for this week's playoff game as opposed to a regular season game?
I would say so. Like Seth always says, win one, get one, and that's our mentality. We know that we have to do the job. We have to put in the work to get the job done. So we're all focused. We're all ready. We know what it takes. We've been there. Last week was a great win, but last year also was a great win, and we had to regroup, refocus, and get the job done.
Great. How do you stay hungry? Most of you guys were here over the summer. It's been a long season. How do you stay hungry for practice, for games, for the goals you haven't reached?
Me personally?
Just everybody. Is it difficult to stay in tune and on point here?
No, I wouldn't say it's difficult because this team, we all want that ultimate accomplishment. We're not satisfied with last year. We want to set a new trend around the University of Richmond. We all want to come out on top. We don't want to leave anything out there that we can obtain.
Tre, can you talk about the difference between last year? I mean, last year you guys came into the playoffs maybe flying a bit under the radar. This year you've got the big old bullseye on your back. Can you just talk about the difference between going to the playoffs last year and this year?
I would say there isn't really a difference, except that we have the title from last year. No matter who we play, we're still going to be the underdogs, and that again keeps us hungry. So I would say it's not difficult.
And Tre, I'm going to give you one more chance to describe the first play of the fourth quarter for us. Again, I just thought that was such a key play in the game. And did you have that time during the quarter break to know that play was coming and what you had to do on 3rd and 10 to get at least a dozen yards, and then kind of the slip and hand down on the field and spin move?
A lot was happening around that play. As we were sitting there, because like you said, it started the new quarter, and I realized that we had already called the play. So I was just walking around realizing that we needed 10 yards, and I'm running an under route. And I was just planning on what I could do possibly to get those 10 yards if I caught it. And luckily Ward saw me like as fast as he could, and I appreciated that. And I seen 2 linebackers come and actually spun, but as I was spinning, I caught a cramp in my calf. And that's what allowed me to put my hand down, because I usually don't spin. And fortunately, I was blessed enough to get those 12 yards.
Thank you. That was much better than on the post-game show. Thanks. You've obviously watched the tape.
Anything else?